This is going to be a bit quicker than usual. Week 18 predictions. Let's be quick about this one first. Quick recap of last season. The Chicago Bears, not last season. Last week, the Bears got another win and advanced to 6-10, which is this is what I wanted. I just wanted a few more wins before we end. I don't want to finish with 4 fucking wins. So we got 6. We messed up the Giants draft stock a bit. Let's keep doing that. Let's finish 7-10. Anyway, week 18 is a bit different. I can't believe it's finally here too. A lot of playoff implications for some teams, which is why we're going to be using the playoff. First, let's check the playoff status. The following teams are eliminated: Dolphins, Broncos, Browns, Falcons, Vikings, my Chicago Bears, Seattle, Washington, Panthers, Giants, Jets, so all of New York, Texans, Lions, and the Jaguars. Some of these teams were at least eliminated this week. Some were eliminated like a month ago. And teams like the Jaguars and Lions, they were all but eliminated like back in November. And of course, you have teams that have already clinched the playoffs, which is pretty much the majority. Packers, Chiefs, Titans, Rams, Bucks, all these teams have pretty much clinched. So anyway, without further ado, let's start. We're going to be starting with this one, Dallas Cowboys and Eagles. Actually, no, I'll start with this one because this game's going to come on actually real soon. It is Saturday, the day before. Chiefs, Broncos. Chiefs are still going to be playing for that first seed, and they're going to come in hard, especially against the divisional rival. They're not going to show any mercy. I think that offense is just going to pick apart the Broncos. I got the Chiefs winning by 17 points, so I'm going to go Chiefs 35, Broncos 24. Let's be honest, I'm 24. I think they're going to get some garbage time. Bengals, Browns. Yet another team that's going to be going for this number 1 seed. I just don't expect these teams to show mercy, especially against a divisional opponent. And they're going to try their hardest to get that first seed. Actually, assuming they can't get the first seed, I'm actually change my. Actually, no, Baker isn't playing. I'm actually going to go with them. This is a hard one because assuming the Chiefs win, I don't. They knew that they're not going to get a chance for a first seed. I think they're going to probably sit Burrow. But even with Joe Burrow sitting, I still have the Bengals winning this game. I don't even know who the backup is because Baker isn't playing, so it's going to be backup versus backup. But I still have the Bengals winning, and pretty much both teams are going to be having their backups in. It's a meaningless game. One team's clinched, can't get the first, and the other team's been eliminated for a bit. So I'm going to predict a slow, kind of boring game, 21-17. Okay. Next up, Steelers, Ravens. One of the best rivals, if in my opinion, the best rivalry in the AFC. Packers Bears is the best one historically, even though it's not really that competitive at the moment. As a Bears fan, I gotta admit it, it's the best rivalry in the NFL. Historic, but Ravens Steelers always are great games. This is gonna be Big Ben's last one. Both teams are gonna be playing like hell for a playoff spot. Lamar isn't gonna be in. Big Ben's gonna be in. This is gonna be a very competitive game. Very competitive game. But my gut tells me that the Steelers are going to barely edge out the Ravens. But I'm still kind of salty that they won that game. They shouldn't be in the playoff contention because they should have lost that game to the Bears. And in my opinion, this Bears team should have won that game. But alas, they didn't. In my opinion, I always had an extra win. They're going to finish 8-9. Go Bears. Go Bears. But yeah, I got the Steelers winning this game. Next up, Titans Texans. Titans are going to be playing very hard to secure that first seed. They win this game, they secure the first seed. So they are not going to let that bye go to waste. I think this is going to be a rout. 42-17. Next up, the Colts. This is going to be a good one. I sense it. A lot of teams are depending on the Jags to get into the playoffs. And by a lot of teams, I mean pretty much teams that need the Steelers, Ravens. I think pretty much all of these teams to even have a chance of getting the 7th seed. Then if they, yeah, pretty much, yeah. If Jacksonville wins and the Steelers win, they pretty much they get into the playoffs. Whoever wins this makes the playoffs, assuming Jacksonville. If Jacksonville wins, one of these teams is pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot because the chances of these two tying is, unless it's something deliberate, it's not gonna happen. But anyway, next game, Jacksonville Colts. I will be rooting for the upset because that would just be so crazy. And I feel sorry for the Lions, so I think they deserve a first round pick. So I kind of want them to, yeah. And plus, kind of want the Lions to win, so I'll make it a tie. So as much as I really want an upset, let's be real, it's not gonna happen. Colts are not gonna let. Although my gut, my gut tells me something. Fuck it. I know it's not gonna happen, but my gut tells me that there's gonna be some upsets, and it gives me like 2017 Bengals Ravens vibes, where the Bills got in thanks to Dalton. I think if Jacksonville can pull this off, there's gonna be a bunch of Trevor Lawrence jerseys being sold to Pittsburgh or whoever wins this game. It's gonna be like that game. People are gonna be Jaguar fans for a bit, and moments like that you like to see. You know, Jacksonville, they ain't going to the playoffs this season or next season, definitely not. But at least they can do is maybe help a team like the Steelers, or I would much rather prefer the Ravens. But they would help one of those teams get in. So I'm actually gonna fuck predict the upset, 21-20, nail biter game. Next up, we got the New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are already eliminated, but just for some reason, Miami's really good against the Patriots at home, and I expect that trend to actually continue. The Patriots are going to rest their starters, which is going to lead to a Dolphins win by 10 points. Patriots going to the playoffs. Bill Belichick's going to accept the loss because you're in the playoffs no matter what. Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck. I forgot. They're going to... Actually, I changed my pick. I forgot about that. They have a chance to win the division. So I'm actually going to change my pick to Patriots win 27-24. But then we got this. Buffalo Bills versus the Jets. Jets are not going to win this game. They're 4-12. However, a lot of Patriots fans are going to be Jets fans, which I never thought I'd see, but rare moments like this are good to see. But all that rooting is for naught, because it's just not going to happen. Both teams are going to win against their rivals. I think the Bills are going to absolutely rout absolutely blow out the Jets. I just have a feeling, but I think the Jets are going to get a really impressive garbage time performance. 27-45. Next up, this game has major playoff implications for both these teams. Win and you're in. The loser gets eliminated unless, assuming my predictions are all true, the only way both these teams can make the playoffs would be a very, very rare tie. Which there are people saying they might deliberately do that to make sure both teams in, but they're not going to do that. I don't even know if that's legal in NFL rules. Personally, with my gut plus the almighty coin, I really want the almighty coin to be true. And I got the Las Vegas Raiders winning this game and advancing to the playoffs. They officially clinched. Las Vegas Raiders 25, Chargers 24. The AFC is done. Now let's move on to the NFC. Cowboys, Eagles, a division matchup. Both these teams have already clinched, so this is a true meaningless game. Both these teams have absolutely clinched. However, the Dallas Cowboys backups I think are better than the Eagles, but if the Eagles have momentum, they're going to probably play a lot harder because they can improve from a 7th seed to a 6th, which is the difference between playing. Oh wow, both those teams are not. How really? Depending on what, who would you ever play? I don't know. No, they're still gonna probably. They'd much rather be a 6th seed than a 7th seed because the lowest remaining seed has to play Green fucking Bay. So I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna actually upset the Cowboys, which isn't gonna do much for their seeding, but it's gonna help out the Eagles a bit. So they're probably gonna be rooting for San Francisco to be the sacrificial lamb, and hopefully they'll be rooting for the 49ers to take out the Packers in the divisional, so they'll have an easier route to the Super Bowl. Because only teams I can see having a chance against Green Bay are the Rams and the Bucks, and maybe the Cardinals, but they kind of slumped a bit. Anyway, I got the Eagles winning 30-21. Next up, Packers, Lions. We're doing this one. Let's get out of the way. No matter what, win or lose, they're still they're still, you know, they got the first seed. Sadly, the Lions, however, um, they already pretty much clinched the second pick overall, so they're not worrying about draft position. I think they're gonna go out there, in my opinion, and they're gonna upset that team, and I think they're gonna win. They're gonna win. Because like the Packers, they're resting all their starters. Because why wouldn't they? Rodgers isn't playing, and everyone's are playing. So I got Lions winning 26-23. Lions are gonna get a statement win. Dan Campbell. This team's heading in the right direction alongside my Bears. Next up, we do Bears last. I always do Bears last. Washington football team, who recently they revealed they're gonna fuck. They're gonna reveal their new name on the 2nd. A lot of people are saying it's either gonna be Commanders or Admirals. I did see a leaked, quote unquote leaked image. Personally, I think it looks like a football, like a soccer team logo. So I don't know if it's real or not, but if it is, kind of looks like shit. I really hope it isn't real because it doesn't look good. It looks more like a British soccer team. They literally had FC. Who the fuck calls it FC? No one calls a football team FC in America. That's a European thing. So I think that's fake. But personally, no, The Giants lost 3-29 with Mike Glennon. Washington is gonna steamroll the Giants. 33. Oh, 33-17. Next up, Panthers, Bucks. Bucks are gonna rest their starters. Bucks are gonna rest their starters. Against the Panthers, but the Panthers are so dysfunctional that I still have the Bucks winning, despite that. And I think they're gonna get the second seed, which any other year would be a bye, but not this year. I mean, not last year too. But Bucks backups will take care of business and beat the Panthers 30. I just have a feeling they're gonna steamroll this team, 30-10. Next up, Saints, Falcons. Saints are pretty salty. However, they're going to be playing their heart out because they have a chance of making the playoffs if the Rams win and they... Yeah, let's check this out. So Saints, they have a 40% chance. They beat the Falcons and the 49ers lose against a really good Rams team. And I think they're going to play their hardest, and I think they're going to beat this Falcons team 28-13. And they're going to get a winning season for like the millionth time in a row. 49ers, Rams, I think the 49ers aren't going to make it. Actually, Rams are going to rest their starters. I'm going to go with San Francisco. I'm going to go with San Francisco for an upset. 26-21. Next up, Seahawks, Cardinals. Both these teams, one's eliminated, one's that. I think they're going to let their backups play. And the Seahawks are going to be playing with fire. It's probably their last game of Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. I think they're going to come out and they're going to get the dub. I think they're going to get the dub. And, but it's going to be a nail biter. A low scoring affair, probably. I don't think this game's going to be all that good. 17-13. Cardinals lose. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm going to go Cardinals win. I think they got the momentum. They need momentum going in. Oh, I forgot they're going to play for the division. Oh, that changes everything. I keep forgetting divisional games are pretty big. So, yeah, they're going to play hard for the division then because they need to win. If that's the case, then I got the Cardinals winning 30-17. And then finally, the last one, my Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Both teams are eliminated. Only thing this would determine would be second place, which would pretty much determine who we play in these two divisions, which isn't really much of a difference. I mean, both those teams are pretty good, but the difference between playing the Rams and the... If you can't beat good teams, it doesn't matter. I think this team will be better next year. This Bears team is coming off their first winning streak this season. I mean, it's only 2 games, but that's still a winning streak. That is factual. And with the momentum we have and how it's debilitating and just crushing a loss they had versus the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau, which I expected, I think the Bears with Andy Dalton, wish it was Fields. Fields would have won the last 2 games. People are saying we would have only won 1 and we would have beat the Giants. We would not beat this. Shut up. We would have. If we played Fields every game, we probably would have had an extra win. But despite that, I think Dalton and Foles will do enough to beat this team. Their quarterback is also Kirky Cousins is out, and for that reason, Kirk Cousins is one hell of a quarterback. Kellen Mond also has some talent. I wish Fields was playing, but Dalton will do take their business. They have a lot of players out too, and for that reason, I got the Bears winning an ugly game. Oh, oh, we still get third place. I didn't know that. So we don't have to worry about having to play a game against that. That's good. That's great, actually. Um, I got the Bears winning. 24 to 14. Let's go Bears. But yeah, it's just with this Bears offense, how how they literally crushed the Giants. It's not that the Giants are a good team, but they just utterly annihilated the Giants. Um, and they played against the Seahawks team, which in my opinion is better than the Vikings in some aspects, even though Vikings did beat the Seahawks. Um, I do think that we're gonna finish off strong. We're gonna beat the Vikes, and we're gonna clean house. It's gonna be a good off season. If not, still gonna have a good off season. And we got the Bulls. Plus, what's the difference between 6-11 and 7-10? If we're being honest, how much I have 7-10 though. But since both teams, I just have a feeling that this Bears team, is gonna take the dub. Finish off the season strong with 3 straight wins. But in reality, we should have won that game. We should have won that game. We should have won that game. And we should have won that game. And yeah, we should have won the Ravens game. Let me fix this. Oh wow, what did you know? Look at that. 17 and okay, let's be a little fair. There, that's a little more accurate. There. Fair prediction, 14 and 3. Let's go. But in all seriousness, though, I do have the Bears winning, and I do have the Lions upsetting. Bears finish off of the season dub, 3 straight, undefeated in January, and also a Christmas, day after Christmas dub. Go Bears! It's gonna be a good week of football. I'm gonna start watching the Broncos Chiefs game in a bit. Fucking love football. Playoff football is coming up next week. I'm gonna do a video on that in depth of every game. Playoff football, fucking love it. Let's go.